doing what you're doing, or who already did what you did, who is already okay, someone. Hey y'all, it's the girl named Trey, and I'm back with another video. So I know you like, girl, I just saw you in the same exact get up in the last video, which was my what's in my bag video. And yes, you're right, because it was recorded on the same day. So let's get into this video. So this video, I'm going to tell you guys 15 or 16, whichever one, helpful tips of being in college as a freshman, what you need to know, what's going to help you, what's going to help you strive. That's what you really want to know. What's going to help you strive? You know what I mean? And that means in your scholarly areas, in your social areas. You need to know both of these things, not just one or the other. You need to know both of these things to have a successful college career. You know what I mean? I don't know why I just clapped, but yeah. So here we are in this notebook, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys what is going to help you out in college. So let's start off with the scholar tips. So tip number 1 is going to be do your homework. Do your homework. Do your homework. Do your homework. And oh, did I forget to mention this? Do your homework, okay? I'm not going to tell you how important it is because you should already know, but go ahead and do it. I do not care if you got a party to go to. It does not matter. I'm telling you right now, do your homework. I know a lot of teachers who kind of give you a little leeway with homework and be like, okay, well, you're still going to be able to get a low A, or you're still going to be able to get a B if you do an X amount of homeworks. No, try to do all of your homeworks, because you never know what's going to happen. Something might happen to where you're really physically not able to do your homework one day, and you actually might need those missing assignments. You're going to need that cushion, you know, at one point. And if you never need the cushion, then that's even better for you. But do your homework. Make sure that you get it done. I know from my personal experiences, me not doing my homework, I had to, yes, it hurts to say, but I had to retake classes. And you don't want to retake classes like me. You want to be better. You want to do better. You want to be able to do your 4 years and get out in 4 years. Just do homework. Secondly is going to be go to class. Make sure that you are on top of being attentive in class. Sometimes teachers grade you on participation, and participation means you're going to class and you're participating in the class. You know what I mean? So go ahead and go to class and be that student that your teacher recognizes every single day, that comes into their class and sits down in the same exact spot and it's like, hey, I'm here to learn, and that's it. You know what I mean? Which kind of takes me into make a doable school schedule. If you do not like waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning, do not have an 8 o'clock class. If you do not like being in class at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, do not have a 3 o'clock class. Make sure that you make your schedule that is going to benefit you. Do not make a schedule because your friend made the same schedule. Do not make a schedule because your parents think that it's better for you to have this schedule. No, make a schedule that is right for you. Sometimes you might have to do a schedule a certain way because maybe you go to work and your work is at 8 o'clock in the morning to 12, you know, part-time job, and then you have to do afternoon classes or vice versa. Maybe that's when you're going to have to do a sacrifice, but if you do have that, you know, luxury of not having to have a job and you're just straight going to class, make a schedule that's going to benefit you in the long run, that you know you're able to show up at class, that you know you're able to, you know, be attentive fully. Some people are more attentive in the morning, some people are more attentive in the afternoon. Do what is right for you. The third one is going to be find a study buddy. Study buddies are extremely important when it comes to being successful in school and successful in your classes. Why? Because they're most likely going through the same thing with you. Maybe they picked up on something that you didn't pick up on in class, or vice versa. You picked up on something that they didn't pick up. You guys can help each other to succeed and to get that A. Also, if you did miss class and they didn't, they can tell you what happened in that class that you missed. Sometimes teachers don't be like, hey, this is what you missed in class. Most college professors don't really care, especially if you're in like a prerequisite class where there's like 300 kids in your class all at once and they don't even notice you, they don't even know your name, you're just another number in their book. Make sure that you have a study buddy so that they can help you kind of catch up if you do have to miss a class or anything like that. Number 4 is going to be find a study area. Study areas could be in your dorm or in your room if you live with your parents. A study area could be the library, it could be Starbucks, it could be anything that you want it to be, that is going to keep you fully attentive in your work and isn't going to distract you and isn't going to, throw you off your game. There it is. That isn't going to throw you off your game, because you're going to need that place where you're like, okay, this is where I'm going to do homework, and this is how I'm going to finish on my homework, and all this. And sometimes it might be nice to do a change of scenery. Maybe 3 days out the week you want to go to the library, and then 2 days out the week you want to go to a coffee shop or Panera or wherever you want to go. I study over there in my little at my desk here in my home. Also, I go to the library. I never really went to Starbucks because Starbucks is just way too busy for me, and I just feel like all these people walking around and talking and stuff is just going to distract me. I'm just going to be looking at people because I'm a people watcher, but not in a creepy way though. I just like to look and see and just like, if you're a people watcher, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. You just like to chill and just like watch other people do them, and it's like, interesting. You're an observer. Good, you're an observer. Okay, so yeah, but yeah, just do what makes you feel comfortable when you're ready to do your homework, and when it's ready to be grind time. You know what I mean? Talk to your professors. So talking to your professors is definitely very important. Your professors are definitely going to be able to help you out, especially if you missed that class that we talked about earlier and you don't have a study buddy yet, you haven't found anyone that's willing to be your study buddy. Maybe if you have like a little relationship with your teacher, like, hey, Mr. Johnson, how you doing? I missed X, Y, and Z class. Can you tell me what happened that day? And that's not a guarantee that your professor is going to help you out, because some professors are buttholes and they don't care. Some professors really do care. So it really depends on the professor. But talk to your professors. They like when their students come up to them. They like when their students present them, introduce themselves, say, hey, my name is X, Y, and Z. I'm excited to be in your class. And also your professors could end up turning into being like a mentor. And that was, that's kind of cool. Mentors are someone who can help guide you into the direction that you want to go. And I believe that a professor is one of the best mentors that you could get, because what better way to learn from someone who's already did what you're doing before? You know what I mean? Like, they've already been through college. They've done that already. So why not learn from them? Number 6 is going to be go to tutoring. If you're having problems with your classes, and say you and your study buddy, or maybe you have a study group, none of you guys understand it, go to tutoring to help you get a better understanding of what you're learning. Nothing is better than someone who's trying to achieve a lesson and someone who's trying to get to that point and try to get an A. You know what I mean? Don't just say, oh, I don't know what's happening and I'm just going to wing it. Don't wing it. Really genuinely try to understand what it is that you have to learn, because if you don't actually try to learn it, you're never going to understand it. You know what I mean? So definitely go to tutoring. I feel like that's a big deal when it comes to college, because you're not going to be able to understand everything. Maybe you are. Maybe you're just like some super duper big genius that knows everything, can grasp everything from the first time that they hear it or read it or whatever. That's cool. I I applaud you. But if you're not, and you're like me, and you struggle in certain topics, and you want to learn, and you want to understand, and you want to get that A, go to tutoring, and it'll definitely help you a lot. Number 7 is scholars is going crazy, right? I know I had a lot of tips for being a scholar. Number 7, study for all of your tests. I know. I'm one of these people too, where it's just like, oh, I don't have to study. I know everything. I'm good. And then I go take the test, and I wind up getting a C because I didn't study. Homework is a way of studying. Even though it might not seem that way, homework is definitely a way of studying. A lot of teachers like to put the homework questions in the test questions. Well, if you did your homework, you already know that answer to the test. Sometimes teachers like to throw a curveball in there, and it was like, oh, well, if you would have did your homework, or if you would have studied, you would have known this answer. You know, and I had teachers like that. It was like, oh, well, anybody who got this answer wrong didn't blah, say, blah. And I'm like, you're right, I didn't blah, say, blah. You're right. but that so and that and got me a C, and while everybody else around me got an A because they studied. So make sure that you study, make sure that you are actually trying to do good in school. I'm going to keep reiterating that. Try to do good in school. So study for all of your tests, that way you can get that A, and that way your teacher can't throw you any curveballs. So when they do, you can be like, what'd you say, Mr. Johnson? What? You see that A? Do you see that A though? Right, exactly. Another thing would be buy your books. That's tip number 8. Buy your books. OMG. Now, some teachers literally require you to buy a book that is $234.78, and they never address it in class, ever. You never even open up the book at all. Never. And you're just like, so what's this book about? Why do we have it? Buy your books, because if your teacher is saying something that you don't understand, you have that book to reference. You have something that can kind of serve as a second teacher or serve as a tutor. You know, all these things kind of intertwine with each other. We have the tutor, we have the office hours, we have talking to the professor, we have the mentor, we have the books. All of these things are helping you understand what it is that you have to know to get an A in your class. A good tip would to be rent your books. Even though you can't write in them, buy a little sticky pad or whatever. That way you can write in them. Buy a little sticky pad and make your notes. And then when you're ready to go back, you can return it. And renting is a lot cheaper than buying. Just in case you do end up with that teacher like Mr. Johnson, and he wants to act like the book is unimportant, but you just told me that I needed this book, and you told me that I needed to buy it and all this other stuff, but now you don't even want to open a book. You don't even want to open a book. Why? Exactly. Also, you do have those other teachers who really genuinely go buy the book. Literally, like, not B-U-Y, buy the book, but B-Y, buy the book. Like, they literally go, like, chapter to chapter to chapter to chapter. I know I had that in my chemistry class, and I didn't have my chemistry book. Maybe you want to know maybe you're wondering which class that I had to retake. Yeah. Sometimes they give you, like, 15 pages that you need to read, and you're like, why do I need to read this? Why do I need to read it? But you need to read it because it's going to be on your homework, and then it's going to be on your test, and then that's just going to determine whether you get an A or not, or a B, or whatever you want to strive for. You know what I mean? It's literally about to pour. Number 9, be organized. Have a planner. Have a calendar. My school is cool enough to have, like, this little app where it gives you all of your courses, and then your courses have your syllabus, and then your teachers put in all the things that you're going to be doing for the entire semester, and with all of that information, they have it on a calendar. Cool, right? They have it on a calendar, and they have it color-coded. Now, the best thing about that is they have, like, this little link. and it imports all of the things that you have in that calendar on that app to the calendar on your phone. And that helps so much. That definitely helps a lot with keeping you organized and keeping you up to date with what you need to do and what you need to have done for yourself, and what you need to have stuff due by, and all those things that's going to happen in your semester. Is good to be able to transfer that over into your phone. That way you have like a little alert, and it's like, hey, in 2 days you got such and such due. So it's really, wow, this thunder is disrespectful. So it's really important that you do that. Tip 10 is going to be change your major as you see fit. Now, that does not mean if you really genuinely want to be a psychologist or if you want to be a doctor, it does not mean just be over here changing your topic or changing your major to business management or change your major to architecture or whatever and just do whatever. No, change it when you know that whatever your major is, it's not going to make you happy in the future. Me, I'm on my 3rd major change. I went from psychology to aerospace engineering, and now I'm in business management. Psychology, no, didn't want to do that. Aerospace engineering, definitely didn't want to do that. Business management, I felt like that was really something that I genuinely wanted to do. I like the idea of business. I had to go through the trials and tribulations of other majors in order for me to find the proper major that was for me. That is definitely important. Make sure you have a major that's going to make you happy. I came into school as an undecided major, so it took me going through all these different majors to finally realize which major I want to go through. Now, yes, that may push back your graduation date, but at the end of the day, would you rather graduate early and be unhappy for the rest of your life, or graduate late and be ecstatic because you can do what you've been wanting to do for the rest of your life? It has its pros and cons, but if you're able to change your major, if you're not happy with what you're going for, or something just isn't right or just doesn't feel right with your major, change it to something that you're actually interested in, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be living your life. You're the one that's going to be getting that degree, so you're the one who needs to be happy with what type of degree that you're going to obtain. First one is going to be find friends in your classes, and I cannot stress this enough. And this kind of goes with being your study buddy. These are people who have the same interests as you. If you're in a business class and you meet someone who's in a psychology class, I'm not saying that's bad, but what I'm saying is if you're in business class and you meet somebody who's in business class, you guys have common interests. There's nothing better than going to class and you have a friend that's there and you guys can probably network together and be like, hey, you want to do this in business and I want to do that in business. We can work together and make a huge business. You know what I mean? So definitely find some friends that are in your classes, and you'll see them on a regular basis. So it's not like you're pushing to be friends with somebody. You literally have to be in their presence all the time. So you might as well go ahead and have fun with somebody who you know you're going to see a lot. Second one is going to be join organizations, sororities, or fraternities. Join them, but only if you want to. Don't feel forced that you have to join an organization or sorority or fraternity. I haven't joined anything. I actually want to start an organization in my school, but I haven't joined any of the organizations because none of them really appealed to me. So if they're not appealing to you, they're not standing out to you, then don't do it. Don't sit there and give $30 to an organization that loves cats and you completely hate cats. Like that just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? If you're a dog lover, go to an organization that loves dogs. Put your time and energy in something that's going to make you happy. Don't put your time and energy just in anything just because other people are doing it. Because what other people may like, you might not like. Do not feel forced into doing it, because that just... But I can say it is a way for you to network. It is a way for you to meet new people. It is a way for you to, experience new things. So I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm definitely saying consider it. And if it is something that you would like to do, go ahead and pursue that. Go ahead and do that. You might become the president of the organization or the sorority or the fraternity. You never know. A third one is going to be go out to parties and go out to the club. Now, be safe when you're doing this, but and it's really smart to kind of like go with a buddy. Going to parties is going to help you see other people that you probably don't see on a regular basis. It gives you a chance to kind of explore your surroundings, kind of see what's going on. It gives you another chance to have fun, you know what I mean? Have fun, let loose. Don't let loose too much, but let loose, enjoy yourself, and people will gravitate towards you. I know people around my way, they definitely are talkers, so there's a lot of people who like to come to you, talk to you. You meet a lot of nice people when you go to parties. Now, I'm not saying go to parties so much that you just know everybody in the house and everybody's like, oh, hey, sometimes it's cool to do, but you don't want to be known for the party goer. You know what I mean? So go when you can, but don't go every time you want to, because most of the time when you want to go to the party, you have a test the next day. Or you have a test to study for. Trust me, I know. A fourth one is going to be talk to people that you see on the regular. Now, it's I know the parties is like, this is a chance for you to talk to the people who you don't see on the regular. Now talk to people who you do see on the regular. And I'm not talking about the people who are in your class. I'm talking about the people who you see every single time you're walking to class. You most likely are going to take the same route to your classes, and they're most likely going to take the same route to their classes. If you see them on the regular, give them a little smile, a little hey, acknowledge them, because I'm pretty sure as often as you've seen them, they've seen you. And a smile can go a long way. And I'm not saying y'all gonna be best friends, but I'm definitely saying that it's a start of, not necessarily a friendship, but it's a start of acknowledgement. You're acknowledging somebody who's around you. You're acknowledging that you see them all the time, and they might appreciate that, and either you want to walk up to them or maybe they want to walk up to you, and then there you go, you have a whole new friend. But yes, talk to the people that you see on a regular. It's cool. It's real cool. The fifth one that I have is going to be talk to your neighbors. Now, this is really more geared to people who are like in the student housing. I know I live at home, so doesn't really apply to me that much because they're not really college kids. When you talk to your neighbors, it also gives you another group of friends. Now, these are people who you can knock on the door and be like, oh my God, hey girl, how you doing? Or what's up, bro? It's good. It's definitely going to help you out a lot when it comes to talking to people. And it's funny because a lot of these things tie in together. This goes into talk to the people that you see on the regular. You're going to see your neighbors all the time. So why not talk to them? Why not be their friend? Maybe you don't like them, or maybe they don't like you, so don't be their friends then. But it's a good chance that you guys are going to be able to be cordial and, say hi to each other. Then maybe one day you can invite them over to movie night or something like that. Y'all can all eat popcorn in your pajamas and talk about stuff. You know what I mean? So it's always nice to know the people who are around you. You can definitely grow a bond when you see people on the regular like that. You definitely grow a bond with your neighbors. You can grow a bond with your dormie, like your roommate. I say be open to who is around you, but don't be naive just because they're your next door neighbor, or just because they're in your class, just because, certain things. Be friends with people who you're going to enjoy their presence with. If you don't enjoy their presence, it ain't nothing. Snip, snip, what? Snip, snip, what? And my last and final bonus tip for everybody and everything, and this applies to a lot. Be determined and be positive. When I tell you that is a very important thing to do in school, very important thing to do in school. Make sure that you are determined to do a good job. Make sure you're determined to get those A's in your classes. Make the dean list. Make sure that you're determined to work the hardest that you can. Make sure that you are positive. Even if, say, you studied the hardest that you could and you ended up getting a C on that test, stay positive, because even though this was a downfall, you definitely still have time to climb up and get an A the next test, and get an A after that, and get an A after that, or a B, or just a higher grade in general. You know what I mean? So definitely stay positive. Don't let one downfall bring you down and keep you down. Just let that downfall push you up. And I know you're like, girl, that's not what I was taught back in science back in the day. You know, what goes down stays down, you know, gravity, hello. But still, make sure that whatever drops you down is your motivation to skyrocket you back up. So stay positive, be determined to do the things that you are going to college for, which is getting an education, getting your degree, and whatever it is that you want to be. Make sure that is in the front facing. Make sure that is number one. That's why I put the scholars number one tips, because those are the most important. Just be the best you that you can be, and everything is going to go well. I wish you luck in your college career. I hope that you do good. I know you're going to do good because you listened to these tips and you wrote them down and you did what you were supposed to do, and you're like, yo, Trelana, I was bomb AF in my first semester of college. I'm like, yeah, I know, because you're a bomb, you know? So yes, if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.